PBA Face-Off Wednesday mula sa Big Dome sa Cubao, Quezon City, the Araneta Coliseum. Mag-uumpisa na ating first game ng ating doubleheader na nakaschedule sa araw ito sa ating PBA Commissioner's Cup 2013. Magbabakbakan sa unang laro natin, Meralco Bolts kontra ang Air 21 Express. Dalawang koponan na ibang naging kapalaran sa huling mga laro nila. At they want to get higher up in the standings. Medyo nasa gitna yung Meralco. Kita natin mga starters, Air 21 with Isip and Canaleta up front with Michael Dunigan ang kanilang import. Cortez and Atkins, the De La Salle backcourt. Normally Atkins will back him up, but now they're starting together. Sa kabilang panig, Chris Roth, the captain, with Mark Cardona, Dawson, J.R. Reyes, and Cliff Hodge, ang kanilang rookie, ang nasa front line. So itong dalawang team, sabi mga doon, sa 10 araw na nagpahinga itong Meralco, nakatatlong laro itong Air 21. Baka naman pagod na sila. Malalaman natin within the first few minutes how high their energy is in this game. Pero Meralco ang una nakakuha ng possession. Here's Cliff Hodge taking an outside jumper, in and out. Eric Dawson inside, nowhere to go. Pinasa sa kalaban. Mike Cortez nakakuha niyan. Cortez almost lost him. They retained possession.
I really like how Coach Franz Marin is starting out Mike Cortez at the 2 spot. Because, you know, if you look at Air 21, you know, when you have Cortez at the point guard, that makes you solid. But you have Cortez now at the 2 spot, he helps out at the 2 spot. So, binibigyan na ng oras para pumuntos at mag-create itong si Mike Cortez. If you look at the Franz Marin coach teams, a lot of the offense will always go to the wings.
So, yun yung inaasahan niya kay Mike Cortez. Kaya nga si Simon Atkins will start at the point. Eric Dawson hitting a jumper after his counterpart. Ito si Dunigan nagbibis naman sa kabilang panig. 2-0 in favor of the Bolts. Here come the Express, ang mga naka-ube na uniforme against the white shirts of Meralco. Mark Isip, steady jumper from the perimeter pero nabantayan. Looks like they read the scouting report on Isip. Here's Atkins driving the baseline. Wanted to go to Isip. The steal from Cliff Hodge. Cliff Hodge, napansin mo nga kanina partner, iba na ang hairstyle ngayon. Lumaki ang katawan. He gained about 15 pounds.
Coming off a really good game, itong si Cliff Hodge, ha? Breakout game also for Hodge this conference.
Mark Cardona running forward, throws it up, wala yan, and it's kind of strange to see Cardona and Cortez guarding each other. And dati sila naman ang tandem para sa De La Salle. Cortez tried to go in, nawala sa kanyang bola, tumama pa sa kanyang tuhod, so the ball will go the other way para rito sa Meralco Bolts. Another possession, and Chris Ross is at the point, Doms, para dito sa Meralco Bolts. What a job he's done as far as orchestrating the plays. He's averaging almost 9 assists a ball game. Really stepped into that lead guard role dahil nawala nga si Sol Mercado.
So the good thing about Chris Ross, aside from putting in the numbers, he's the team captain para dito sa Meralco Bolts. Makikita mo na ngayon, kinakausap niya talaga yung kanyang mga teammates. He's really trying to pull them together. Because when you trade a Sol Mercado, the signal that it gives the other players is anybody's tradable in this team because Sol Mercado is leading the league and the team in terms of points and yung kanyang assist. So ang napaka-importante dito yung mga veterano and the team captain to let everybody know that, you know what guys, we're this team, andito tayo ngayon, let's play together and get good results.
Tama yun, pero as of now, doon sa sequence na yun, very sloppy ang laro dito. Parang walang may gustong kumuha ng bola. Went back and forth and the ball now is awarded to the Air 21 Express. Hindi pa nakaka-score dito. 9 minutes and 42 remaining dito sa ating first quarter. This is the first game of a doubleheader on this Face-Off Wednesday. Canaleta. Siguro Atkins. Dunigan hiningi ang bola. J.R. Reyes nakabantay. Dunigan inside to Atkins. The short jumper. Bitinyon gets the offensive rebound. So fresh 24 para sa Ube Republic. Ito si Dunigan on the spin. He loses it and it goes the other way. Another turnover, partner. Not even 3 minutes gone by. Apat na turnover itong Air 21 Express.
And that's one thing that you don't want. Because every time you turn the ball over, silang ibig sabihin nun, wala kang opportunity to score. May problema ka na to actually make the baskets. If you turn the ball over, you're not even giving yourself a chance to take a shot.
Ito, naka-second chance points naman si Eric Dawson inside off the J.R. Reyes miss. Di pumasok ang tira pero nakuha ng foul si Dawson. You know, Dawson, this import, a lot of people, you know, the jury's still out on Eric Dawson. He had that spectacular first game. Panalo sila agad against Ginebra, 37 points, 14 boards in that first game. But since then, the production has gone down. Hasn't really matched it as far as scoring is concerned, although he had the 2020 game, last time out, 20 plus rebounds and points in the same ball game. So, medyo, some people are saying he settles too much for the outside jumper, doesn't use his bulk too much inside. Yan ang mga comments tungkol kay Eric Dawson. But, well, after that last win, he gets a chance to try to prove himself once more dito sa laro na to.
Masama ka doon. The numbers may be going down a little bit, but one thing I like about Eric Dawson in the past games is he's really helping out on defense, sacrificing his body. Yung mga hindi mo makikita sa stat sheet, ginagawa nito si Eric Dawson.
Atkins once again inside. Ngayon, he opted to pass. Turnover na naman, 5 na yan for Air 21. And the pass on the fast break, +1. Pwede maka-end one pa ito si Eric Dawson. The big man running the floor, reward naman ni Chris Ross.
Not a good sign for Air 21. Really a bad start for them. Plus, yung import na si Eric Dawson is beating them down the lane, down all the way to the court, getting that layup, easy layup for Eric Dawson.
At pasok ang kanyang bonus free throw. 7 na ang score niya. 7 na rin ang lamang. 7-0 ng Meralco. You know, we talked about it. You mentioned it a while ago. 3 games in 8 days para sa Air 21. You know, could be a bit of fatigue showing dito sa ating unang 3.5 minutes. And a timeout is called on the floor. They're verifying kung 30-second variety ba ito o full timeout. 30-second variety nga ang tinawag ng Air 21 Express just to try to stop the early bleeding dito sa ating laro.
You know, more than fatigue for Air 21, it's really trying to figure out how to win. You know, nanalo ka ng una mong laro and you've lost 4 straight. Medyo matagal na itong nanalo itong Air 21. So you may have forgotten how to win, but at the same time, you're trying to look for ways to win. That's what Coach Franz Pumaran is there for, to give you a guideline. But the players will be the ones to make things happen on the court.
Ang masakit nandun sa Air 21 Doms is that their 4 straight losses, they've lost by an average of just a little above 4 points a game. So dikit ng mga laro. And they lose it in the end game. Minsan lamang sila, tapos tinatalo sila sa last few minutes, or they've been trying to play catch up. Di sila nakakahabol. But they keep it close. So yun ang mas masakit dun eh. Dahil talo ka na nga, and you had a chance to win in every ball game.
Well, that's also a good sign on the other hand. Kasi itong Air 21, kapag tinignan mo naman yung kanilang lineup, they're not as strong as the others. But Air 21 able to compete and just lose it in the end game. Siyempre masakit na natatalo ka. If you look at the teams that they've lost to Talk and Text, Rainer Shine, Meralco, and Petron. 3 of those 4 teams are in the upper half of our team standings.
Tama yun. So medyo mahirap na rin ang mga nakalaban nila so far in this conference.
Hence, mas importante itong larong ito because if you group it dun sa team standings natin ngayon, Meralco is in the bottom 5 naman of the teams. So importante na matalo nila ang isang Meralco to be able to try and catch up dun sa team standings.
The games that you have a really realistic chance to win as far as the standings are concerned, you have to take advantage. As we see itong Air 21, di pa nakaka-score sa larong ito. At si Canaleta, action is stopped. May foul. Si J.R. Reyes inside. So Canaleta will do the inbound. Palitan ng tao. Pumasok si Bonbon Custodio. Kanalitan si Simon Atkins. So let's see if they can get some score. It's another guy, ito si Bonbon Custodio na inaasahan ni Franz Pumaran na makakuha ng mga points para sa kanyang team.
So the good thing now that Bonbon Custodio is there, meron kang isa pang playmaker. Cortez will probably move to the point guard spot. Custodio to this number 2 spot. Maybe get some more open looks for them.
Sweet move mula rito kay Donegan. Pero but awkward step back jumper, but it hit nothing but net. Nakakuha ng foul. May chance na maka 3-point play. And if there's one thing we've noticed about Donegan, Doms, medyo awkward ang post-up moves niya. Like 2 dribbles, hook shot. Normally, minsan masyadong matulis palagi, front rim yung mga hook shots niya. But he's been getting his 20 points in almost every ball game. So he produces. Kahit pa paano, he gets the production that you'd want from him.
Well, decent yung numbers itong si Michael Donegan. One thing about Donegan, he played in Europe, he played in Australia. Hindi kasing physical ang laro doon. So still getting used to the physicality, kaya natutulak itong si Michael Donegan. If you looked at that jump shot of Donegan, tinulak siya palabas, but now he's able to take the contact and make the shot. Ang kailangan niya gawin ngayon, now when he posts up, he needs to be able to, especially kapag local ang katapat niya, kailangan 2 points na yun.
Kailangan kaya niya iurong yung local defender niya, especially because if you look at the guy, he's a big fellow, ganda ng katawan, and built like a truck. Ito si Michael Donegan. And in fact, nakita natin siya kanina during the shoot around. Nakaka-shoot naman from the perimeter. Maybe he should start trying to face up every now and then as well para makakuha ng mga jumper. Kasi pagpasok niya, double team agad sa kanya nangyayari. As we see, Dawson, this guy can shoot from the perimeter. As again, 14-foot jumper para kay Eric Dawson. And early on in this ball game, 10 puntos na siya. He's got all the points for the Bolts.
get up on Eric Dawson. He's making his jumpers, making his defender pay.
Cortez drives it in. Nawala sa kanyang bola. Dalawang bolts ang sumabay sa kanya. Cardona and Dawson. A foul was called. Cardona natawagan na kanyang unang personal fouling. As I said, yung kanyang dating running mate sa UAAP na si Mike Cortez, the cool cat.
Kapag sinabi ng coach mo, gumawa ka ng paraan para pumuntos. That's what Mike Cortez did that time. He created for himself, got fouled, but missed the first free throw.
Mike Cortez, of course, resurrected career after getting bench time sa Ginebra. Very deep backup. Tapos na-trade siya mid-conference last time out para kay Yusuf Taha, the big man rookie ng Air 21. First game pa lang niya rito sa Air 21, nag-best player. They beat the Meralco Bull Energy in that ball game. And he hasn't looked back since then. He knows he's the lead guard. Pero yung responsibilidad na binibigay sa kanya Franz Kumarin, when he doesn't deliver, the team really suffers.
So definitely, he's the #1 scoring option for Air 21 in this lineup. But he needs a couple of other guys na makatulong. If guys like Bonbon Custodio or even a Renner Nagualo can hit those outside shots, that will make Mike Cortez's job a lot easier.
And Michael Danigan yun, medyo mahirap yung tira niya on the play. Lefty layup ang ginawa niya in traffic. Danigan has the points para sa Air 21. Dawson's got all the points para sa Meralco. So the imports are going at it early dito sa ating laban.
Eric Dawson moving well without the basketball. Not just facing up, this time JRS on the push-up, may double team. Kumat itong si Eric Dawson, got the basket and the foul.
It's Face-Off Wednesdays here on PBA on Active, and Coach Ryan Gregorio of the Meralco Balls, gusto niya siguraduhin sa kanyang mga players na he's gonna keep the current lineup intact. Dahil after that Sol Mercado trade, feeling daw niya na natakot yung ibang mga players na baka sila yung susunod na tanggalin. At dahil dyan, and he wants to have a strong camaraderie for Meralco as well during their 10-day break. Nagbakasyong grande sila sa Nasugbu, Batangas. So let's see if that brought this team closer together. Back to you, Charlie.
Well, mukhang nakatulong yung kanilang team building so far in this ball game with a little over 6 minutes gone by. 13-5 ang lamang nila. Nice passing between all the players on the team. And then here is Meralco as we see an outside jumper from the Air 21 Express.
Well, let's see kung nakaganda nga yung 10-day break itong Meralco Balls. But one thing that they really wanted to work on in that trip is yung camaraderie nila. You want to be able to get those things cohesive. You want a cohesive unit, and Eric Dawson has just been phenomenal in this first quarter. 15 points all for him. Talking about cohesiveness, gusto mo talagang maging close yung mga teammates mo or your entire team, not just the teammates but even to your coaching staff and the coaches, na magkaintindihan kayo.
Great pass from Senator Malone. Pero masyadong malalim si Butoy. He misses that shot. Ito na naman ang Meralco running the other way. Eric Dawson has all 15 points. Ito si Hodge goes up. Denied. Pero yung bola mananatili sa panig ng Meralco Bolts on that play. Walang pito. Kung sa pagbagsak ni Cliff Hodge, it's gonna be a baseline inbound from Chris Ross. Palitan ng tao. Sunday Salvacion getting early action dito sa ating laro. After that splendid game last time around, Eric Dawson, knockout play inside, swatted away by Donegan. It's a goaltending call, so score na naman yan para kay Eric Dawson.
When you look at Sunday Salvacion coming into the game this early, he earned it. Dahil sa ganda ng linaro niya last game, Sunday Salvacion will earn that rotation spot. Hahanapin na siya ngayon ni Coach Ryan Gregorio. That's a napakagandang pinakita niya against Global Port.
It's a great attitude para sa kanya. He knew he wasn't getting any playing time, but he was ready. 6 out of 7 from 3-point country. Yan naman ang specialty talaga ni Sunday Salvacion. As si Donegan, napakita rin ng kanyang offensive moves dito sa ating first half. These two imports, parang narinig nila yung comments natin about each of them. We said Dawson keeps shooting from the outside. Laging nasa loob siya ngayon. Donegan, papakita ng mga scoring moves in the post.
Sunday Salvacion right on cue. Kakapasok lang a 3-point shot for him. You look at Michael Donegan, you look at Eric Dawson. When your teams are not as strong locally kumpara dun sa mga iba, naghahanap ka talaga ng isang magaling na import because your players need to be able to look up to your import and say, uy, kaya tayong dalhin ito further than we were last conference.
So far, pero the locals of Air 21, medyo out of sync ang kanilang offense. Bitoy Omolon hit a jumper a while ago, pero yun, law-law yung kanyang huling tira.
Definitely flat start for Air 21. You're coming off 2, even 4 losses straight. This is not how you want to start your Air 21 Express.
Sunday Salvacion goes over to Chris Ross. The bounce. JRS went up strong pero nasabayan ng import.
So another block that time by Donegan.
Bonbon stops and pops. Pasok para kay Bonbon Custodio.
Try to make the offense easier. Get stops. Get out on the fast break. Mas madami kang mga opportunities or open looks on the fast break.
Hindi na nila inantay na mag-set up ang depensa ng Meralco. And here they pick it up once again. Another steal. It's a 2-on-1. Malone decides to take it in. For the
Easy
basket.
points for Air 21. Cutting the lead now to just 7, 20-13.
3 minutes sakto natitira. May timeout ang Meralco Bulls. Magbabalik ako. These imports are really going at it. Itong dalawang mamaw, yung matchup nila. Kitang-kita natin. Ito, magaling sa post si Eric Dawson Doms. May soft touch from the perimeter. At maganda pinakikita niya so far. Pero on the other end, he doesn't take it in as often as they would want. Settle for jump shots, sabi nila. Tapos ito naman si Donegan. Nakatakot sa loob sa depensa. Ang opensa ang problema sa kanya dito sa poste.
When you look at Michael Donegan, definitely a monster rebounder and can block shots. Eric Dawson, maybe now we can say that he settles a little bit too much. You say that when he's not making his jump shots, but when he's making his jump shots, okay lang yun. So you want an Eric Dawson to post up a little bit more. Why? Because wala ka masyadong post-up threat if you're Meralco. And also for Michael Donegan and Air 21, he's getting his job done in terms of rebounds and in terms of swatting shots. Pero yung puntos, impact points ang inahanap kay Michael Donegan. Hindi yung mga face-up lang. He needs to be able to carry the load. And when I mean carry the load, kapag pumake siya, pag may 2 o 3 sumabay, dapat mapasok pa rin niya yung tirang yun.
So, kailangan maging offensive options, especially near the end game, na pwede mong ipato yung bola sa import mo inside and expect him to come up with some sort of offensive move to free up his other players and make the basket inside. So, yun ang kailangan mangyari kay Donegan. But if you look at their stats, Doms, 22 points para kay Donegan, 24 points for Dawson. Halos tapat na, 15 rebounds a game silang dalawa. Sa blocks nga, lamang si Donegan with 2.5. Rather Dawson with 3.2 and then Donegan's got 2.5. Sa steals, si Dawson din ang leading the team. So Dawson's leading his team in most of the categories so far, the major categories.
One thing I like about Michael Donegan now, he's being very assertive and aggressive going to the basket. Ang itong si Michael Donegan, nung naglaro siya sa Europe, yung naglaro siya sa Australia, he was just one of the players na inaasahan. Ngayon, he has to be the man.
Main man shot. Pinag-uusapan natin ng mga imports. May report si Sel Guevara.
Alam mo, kanya-kanya ang mga diskarte ng mga imports para lalo silang mag-improve. Itong si Mike Donegan, he tries to enjoy the company of his teammates despite the setback, while Eric Dawson, napapadala siyang manood ng PBA games live para ma-familiarize sa mga ibang teams. And a while ago during the pregame, they were chatting with each other. Looks like they're scouting one another. Back to you.
Probably talking about how difficult yung buhay nila dito sa PBA dahil kada hawak nila ng bola, 3-4 na player ang bumabantay sa kanila. And as you said, Doms, sa ibang mga playing styles nila, hindi sila ang sole option or yung main option rather na inaasahan gumawa na 20 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks ang ball game. So ngayon, they play 35, 40 plus minutes every ball game. Pagod na pagod yung mga yan. Tapos may bangga pa every play partner. So medyo doble ang hirap ng mga imports.
Kapag tinignan mo mga imports, they get paid the most, they're treated well, everything is taken care of. Pero sa kanila rin, ang pinakamalaki ang inaasahan. So with much is given, much is expected.
Parang superhero lang yan.
Oo.
Ganon yun di ba? With great responsibility talaga medyo mataas ang expectations dito sa mga imports natin. Donegan and Dawson going at it once again. Cross-court pass na agaw ni Ron J. Buenafe. Counter steal, but there's a foul. Bonbon Custodio matatawagan dun sa foul na yun. And it's penalty situation for 21 free throws para rito kay Ron J. Buenafe.
If you look at that play, pumuposte itong si Michael Donegan, Nonoy Baclao ended up staying at the free throw line. Usually, when you have your import posting up, you want the guy nearest to the basketball cutting towards the basket para mawala yung depensa, mawala yung help.
Ron James, hindi sa kanyang unang free throw. Palitan ng tao sa point guard position. Chris Ross will rest. Pinasok ni Coach Ryan si Paul Artadi, who can change the tempo of the ball game sa kanyang bilis Pero yun na nga, when Paul Artadi's in there, you're not expecting this guy to score. Yung kanyang trabaho is to hound the other point guard and try to orchestrate the offense. 23-70 ang ating score, 6-point lead para sa Meralco. Stood high up at 11, 20-9 just a while ago. So medyo nag-settle down na rin ang offense ng Air 21. Johnny's outside shot is short. Ronjay up ahead to Dawson, ahead of the pack. Dunnigan got there, pero foul ang tinawag against him, and that's the second personal of Michael Dunnigan with a minute and 13 remaining. Starting first.
Looks like yung 10-day break really worked out for Eric Dawson. He's the one beating everybody down the floor to get those fast break attempts.
Tumatakbo, no? Kasi Eric Dawson, madali buhay niya as it is. Ito, cheer na ang inyong school dahil NCAA Cheer Dance Competition na ngayong Sabado, March 9, 3:30 p.m. live and exclusive maki-cheer na dito sa Active. One free throw converted, 24-17 ang ating score. Approaching just a minute remaining dito sa ating first quarter. Here's Isip. Bigay kay Bonbon. 7 seconds na natitira. Taking time to set up their offense. And ito, naharas pa si Bonbon near the line and they throw it away. Ang lakas ng pasa. Isip loses it out.
Unforced turnover for Air 21. That's the 8th turnover dito sa quarter na to.
They're lucky to be down by just 7 Doms. If you look at it, 8 turnovers in just less than a quarter. Ito, naipin sa loob si Ronjay. Nowhere to go. That's a turnover for Meralco. Ito si Bonbon ahead of the pack. Finishing the break.
Good recovery that time by Winnie Arboleda, getting that outlet pass to Bonbon Custodio for the easy 2.
Artadi. Siguro Hugnata. Sunday open from top of the key. A 3 in and out. Offensive rebound. Hugnatan nakakuha ng foul. And that's what Reynel Hugnatan brings to the table. Doms, yung presence dyan sa loob para sa mga offensive rebound, mga putback. At still doing it after all these years.
May isang player that is always where the action is. It's a guy like Reynel Hugnatan. He doesn't mind to get down and dirty. When you mean that, yung nakikipagbanggaan, nakikipagkuhanan ng posisyon. And that's why Reynel Hugnatan, napakahaba ng karir niya dito sa PBA kasi ang dami niyang naibibigay sa kanyang koponan.
Si Reynel Hugnatan, yung lagi natin sinasabi na kaliwete pero galing gumamit ng kanan, especially inside the lane. He can shoot right-handed hooks, finishes on the break with his right hand, with either hand. So very versatile dito si Reynel Hugnatan as carved out a long career dito sa PBA doing the dirty work para sa kanyang mga koponan. 8 seconds to go. Bonbon drives the lane, hinawakan. Foul to give itong Meralco Bolts. They gave it up right there. Only 3.9 remaining dito sa ating first quarter. 3.9 remaining. Tingnan natin kung ano magagawa ng Air 21 Express. Arboleda naghaharap ng kakampi. Bonbon came out, almost stolen. Bonbon takes a 3. He double pump for that. Tapos ang ating oras. Meralco leading all the way here in the first quarter so far. Great start para sa kanila, especially this fellow, Eric Dawson. 18 points in the first quarter, 18 of the 26 Doms, dominating inside the paint para sa Meralco Bolts.
Mamaw, matchup natin yan. Dito sa first quarter pa lang, Eric Dawson getting 18 points to start out for the Meralco Bolts.
Donegan trying to do his part para sa Air 21. At the end of one, 7-point lead for the Meralco Bolts, 26-19. Magbabalik kami with second quarter bakbakan dito sa Face Off Wednesday. Kumakaway doon na kurbata. Yung radio panel natin ngayon, Benji Santiago and Al Mendoza, bringing you the action on the airwaves. Ako naman si Charlie Cuna, kasama ko si Dominic Uy, nasa courtside si Sel Guevara. Kami naman ang dito sa Active, bringing you Game 1 action dito sa ating Face Off Wednesday as we began the second quarter. Si Winnie Arboleda natamaan sa mata. So there's a ceasefire just 9 seconds into the quarter at they're checking on Winnie Arboleda.
Charlie, balikan natin yung first quarter. Eric Dawson with 18 points. And if you look at Meralco, how did they get that lead initially? Napakaganda ng ikot ng kanilang bola. 9 assists in the first quarter alone. That's what you call sharing the basketball. Yun, pinag-uusapan natin, ano bang nagagawa ng mga team building, ganyan. You get to know your teammates off the court. that will make you more comfortable, and that means you're also more comfortable playing with them, and you're more comfortable playing with them, pinapasahan mo yan. When good things happen, good things are bound to happen on the court, and usually mananalo ang koponan mo.
Trusting each other. Pinakikita ng Meralco Vault so far yung kanilang tiwala sa isa't isa. Kailan ganda nga ng pasahan, even the big guys like J.R. Reyes finding the cutters in the lane. But still only up by just 7, 26-19. Ito Air 21, gusto makalapit. Siguro Pitoy, need a jumper earlier. Tinabas kay Isip, punta rito kay Baclaw. Baclaw side jumper, it's short. Rebound Arboleda. Minama si Artadi. Arboleda getting a chance for a 3-point play.
Yan isa sa mga strength nitong si Winnie Arboleda. He's such a big point guard. He can push his opponent and get offensive rebounds, and those are the types of points na hindi mo inaasahan usually kay Arboleda, but you're more than likely or happy kapag nakakuha ka ng ganun.
May report tayo tukol kay Coach Franz Pumaren mula kay Cell.
Coach Franz Pumaren is determined and confident na his guys can prove something kahit mahirap ito. Pero sana lang daw maging sapat ang kanilang mental toughness to counter the high morale of Meralco. Kaya abangan ang end game kasi kung fluid ang pinapakita ng Air 21 like what they did during the practice, they might just win. Back to you, Charlie.
Yun ang alam mo, minsan gano'n ang nangyayari. Thanks a lot, Cell. Alam mo, yung nangyayari dyan, minsan sa practice nagagawa mo lahat eh. Patok na patok, 100% yung execution mo. Then you come to the game and then things just don't happen the way you want because yung mga adjustments siyempre ng kabilang team din, may mga strategy rin na ginawa yung kabilang yung isang coach. It just doesn't work out the way you think it's gonna work out.
And sometimes it's quite the opposite. Kapag tinignan mo yung last game, itong Meralco Vault, Sunday Salvacion coming off the bench, basically pulling them and giving them that win. So may mga ganun talaga. There are days that you're off, days that you're on. But if you're Meralco, you're hoping to build on that on day. Ikaw naman ng Air 21, gusto mo nang makalampas dun sa hump for Air 21. Arboleda and Paul Artadi having a little bit of a conversation.
Nagkwentuhan lang naman, mukhang nakakatawa
At may konting tapikan sa mukha.
Oo, konti lang naman. Normal na kasi ngayon yun, alam mo, nanonood nga tayo ng mga games. Pag may ginawa kang maganda rito, minsan nakakatakot kasi binabatok-batokan ka ng mga teammates mo, sasampalan
Pati ng kalaban.
Oo, diba? Kaya, ito, inside, palming violation ang tinawag on the baseline. Yung ating baseline referee na si Nestor Zambrano calls that palming violation on Reynan Hugnatan. So the ball goes the other way. You know, Air 21, within 4 points, Doms, tsaka nakakahanap na sila ng scoring sa ibang mga players. Arboleda just scored. James Sena just scored. So they're helping out. Sabi mo nga, Danigan is not in the ball game. So they got to find other sources para maka-score. Yun na nga nangyayari dito. Kaya pinasok na agad si Eric Dawson. Medyo nahihirapan yung Meralco maka-score sa kabila naman.
If you look at Air 21, now that Minor is inside Custodio, this is a team that they need to be able to look for points. Yung lima na nasa loob, kanino manggagaling yun? They would probably try to set up a Minor or even an Isip who can post up his opponents down low.
Turnover once again para sa Air 21 on that play, so that they're in double figures as far as turnovers are concerned dito sa ating first half. Alam mo, tinitingnan ko yung backcourt, yung nakabantay ngayon, si Winnie Arboleda at saka si OG Minor. Kung ikaw naman ang backcourt ng Meralco Bolts, ready ka na makipagbakbakan dahil those are two of the toughest point guards dito sa ating liga. Cliff Hodge with the basket inside, and you know, yung persistence ni Cliff Hodge has been apparent ulit sa unang laro niya dito sa ating liga.
Cliff Hodge just relentless. Another guy who's coming off a good game against Global Port, breakout game, at yung kung maaalala mo yung dunk nitong si Cliff Hodge. At mukhang nagbabago talaga ng hairstyle.
Medyo pa-side na yung yung pagsuklay niya. So si Sunday getting the Sunday bounce on a Wednesday. Ito si Sunday Salvacion, pangalawang tres na ni Sunday Salvacion. Alam mo, nakahanap nga ng isa pang offensive option talaga si Coach Ryan Gregorio. A guy who can hit threes instead of just twos. Driving to the basket, dinilabas kay Sena. Sena's got that outside jumper, it doesn't go. Tumama sa shot clock, so automatic, babalik na sa Meralco Bolts ang bola. They stretch the lead back to 9. We have Cell again, and pinag-uusapan natin Sunday Salvacion. Anong kwento mo tungkol sa kanya?
Tila hidden surprise nga sa kalaban nitong si Sunday Salvacion. Ika nga ng mga coaches niya, ano man ang kulang sa skill ng Meralco, si Sunday Salvacion ang bagong swerte na hinugot nila. He's the first player to shoot up today kasi he has to work on his 3-point shots. Back to you, Charlie.
Mukhang okay naman yung workout niya dahil nakadalawa na siya dito sa ating laro, and he came in late in the first quarter. But we see Nonoy Baclao, pag agaw niya nung bola, Domf, natamaan na siya agad eh. He was able to bring it about 20 feet up the court. Gave it up.
Mukhang nasundot sa mata itong si Nonoy Baclao and trying to tell the referees what happened.
Asking them how they missed that because it happened right in front of the referee on the side. Pero makaiba yung angulo ng ating referee and he's complaining ngayon na nasundot nga sa mata.
Well, the good thing about it is walang sugat or anything for Nonoy Baclao. That's good anticipation by Baclao.
Yun, kitang-kita. It was Eric Dawson who got him. At yun, doon pa lang, hinahawakan na niya. And he had the presence of mind na itawid muna yung bola. Almost threw it away. Lumabas muna si Nonoy Baclao. Mark Isip comes right back into the ball game. And it's been a difficult road so far para kay Nonoy Baclao. Doms came in as the number 1 pick and expected to at least get defensive demon. Hasn't quite worked out para sa kanya so far.
Hindi pa, hasn't really found a home or the proper set of players and coaching staff who can maximize his talent dito sa PBA.
Tama pa sa mata. So muna siya yung pumalit sa kanya. Mark Isip gets fouled inside the lane. Dalawang free throw ang binigay ng ating mga ref. Tignan mo yung brand ng jersey nila, partner. Yung sa may kanan, no? Grosby.
Oo, parang yan yung mga suot ko dati, di ba?
Oh. Hindi. So nila abit kidabin yun. Pinapanood ko sa TV. Ikaw naman. Grabe ka naman.
Nakita ko suot mo din yun, partner eh.
Ako rin ba?
Oo.
Throwback?
Of course.
Hindi, KP na yung naabutan ko eh.
Futura.
Di
Di ba? Nagkaroon pa yun ng picture taking nung lahat sila nakabarong.
Tama. So Grosby is back. Baka hindi alam ng ibang nanonood kung ano yung Grosby. Meron Grosby First Five tsaka Grosby Billy Ray Bates.
Billy Ray Bates of course made that popular as well.
Mintis si Cliff Hodge from the outside. Here are the Express. They go to Arboleda. Danigan humingi ang bola at yun, binigay na. Let's see what he can do. Into the lane, kicks it out to Winnie. He can hit from 3. Pero wala yun. Rebound play. Only Mark Isip against 3 white shirts. Chris Ross out to Dawson. He decides to take it. Si Cliff Hodge always hustling. Muntik pa makuha ang bola. Taps it out.
Ang gandaan para kay Coach Ryan Gregorio, pag linabas mo si Reynel Hugnatan who's relentless, trying to get those offensive rebounds or defensive rebounds, nandiyan naman si Cliff Hodge. So, tit for tat lang para kay Cliff Hodge. Pag lumabas siya, andyan naman si Hugnatan.
Here's Oji Minor. Siguro Cortez, inside to Donegan. Quick pass inside. Ito yung sinasabi mo. Yan na yung local defender. Passes out. Good decision on that play dahil pasok yung dress ni Mike Cortez.
And that's what you call, tama yung anticipation ni Mike Cortez that time. He reacted properly. Pagpasa niya ng bola sa post, tumulong yung dumidepensa sa kanya. He relocated to an open spot, got an open 3, made the shot.
Sunday wants to get it back. Yun na nga, nangyari, tatlong stress na para kay Sunday Salvacion. That's 9 3-pointers in the past 2 ball games and counting.
Ito si Mike Cortez got an open 3-point shot. Si Sunday Salvacion, open or not open, he can make it.
Doesn't care. Parang walang nakabantay sa kanya on the play. Swak na swak. Hannigan. Turn-around jumper. In and out. Ito si Ross. Lagi naghahanap ng papasan. They go to Sunday once again. 15-second shot clock. Marami pang oras. Ross on the drive. Bounces it over. Wrong guy. Minor. Cortez is ahead, but Minor decides to take it in all the way.
You can see that Minor only had one thing in mind, to get the basket, and that could boost up his confidence, get him going, and get his team going as well.
Kung na-realize din ni Mike Cortez, hindi ibibigay sa kanya, hinihingi na. Mukhang diretso ko to, sige. So he eased up his run. Nandun na 2 points for Minor. They get it back, pero counter steal. Chris Ross up ahead to Dawson. Taps it over to Buenafe. Out to Sunday. Why not? Takes the 3!
Parang nag-antay pa itong si Sunday Salvacion ng bantay. Set his feet up. Getting another 3-point shot. 12 points para kay Salvacion.
Na-distract siya. Kala niya si Jack Santiago kalaban na nakabantay sa kanya.
Si Coach Jack. 4 out of 5 from the 3-point area for Sunday Salvacion.
9-point lead for the Meralco Bolts. Under 6 minutes remaining dito sa ating first half. Ito si Danigan, malayo sa basket. They go over to Winnie. Paring Winnie, punta kay Minor. Minor thought about it, decides to drive. Ubos ang oras, 24-second shot clock violation.
even if you got the 24-second violation, you like how Air 21 moved the basketball at pati yung desisyon ni Ogie Menor na shot fake muna and drove to the basket because that was a good decision giving in that situation.
Not settling para dun sa tres na lang, no? Pero inaubusan nga lang kasi good defensive stance from the Bolts. Chris Ross nawala sa kanyang bola other way, so it's getting a bit sloppy here. 39-30 ang ating score. Siya man lamang ng Meralco. 5:37 na titira dito sa ating first half. Here's Mike. They go over to Isip. Decides not to take it, loses it. Another turnover. Part of the turnovers are piling up for both teams dito sa ating second quarter. Ngayon ng umaga, naglaban ng OKC Thunder at Lakers. Siyempre, talo ang Lakers. Pero yung siyempre, this season, siyempre. Pero yung nangyari, yung matindihan.
Hindi magugustuhan ng mga Laker fanatics.
Laker fan ako Laker fan ako.
Sumasakit para sa'yo sabihin yun.
Oo, talaga. Pero parang given na yun Pero anyway, yung nangyari doon, the reason I brought it up, OKC Thunder sa game kanina, 2 turnovers, both game.
And that's just a fantastic statistic. And more often than not, panalo ka na doon.
Diba? Vic Manuel finishing on that break, and John Wilson hindi na nakahabol, and Vic Manuel, a good pickup para si Meralco Bolts, another guy na maraming dinadala para sa kanilang kupunan.
Oh, Vic Manuel definitely living up to his name. He can finish fast breaks strong. Vic Manuel, a terrific addition for the Meralco Bolts and beating everybody down the floor, getting the 2 points, forcing Coach Franz Pumaran into a timeout. 13-point lead para sa Meralco.
Meralco Bolts, lamang ng 13 dito sa ating laro. Malaking dahilan dyan, the Sunday guy, kahit Wednesday ngayon, kasi last time na pumutok siya, Sunday yun So araw niya talaga yun against Global Port. Hitting 6 out of 7 from 3. Ngayon naman, 4 out of 5 partner. What a performance from Sunday Salvacion.
Ngayon, parang inilagan muna si Coach Jack Santiago was still making that 3-point shot. Sunday Salvacion. Alam mo kaganda dito kay Sunday Salvacion? Kahit nung hindi siya ginagamit nung tatlong barong yun, hindi siya nagrereklamo. He was always practicing hard. He would always take extra shots. And that's the beauty of a veteran like Sunday Salvacion. Madami na siyang napuntahang team. Alam niya yung role niya. When he's called upon, he can deliver.
Deliver he did last ball game and even today. Pero upo muna siya. Nagpapahinga na si Sunday. Here's Mike Cortez into the lane. Kicks it out to Canaleta. Second to go on the shot clock. Press ni Canaleta. Swak yan.
KG Canaleta before that last game. Magandang linalaro nyo. He's actually the leading scorer for the locals for Air 21. But in that last game against Petron, he's held down a little bit. Actually, the entire team, kapag tinignan mo naman, itong Air 21, only scoring in the 50s. Usually you score 50s, ano na yan, dalawang quarter lang.
Both teams were held down in that ball game. 60-53 ang final score. But Petron, the powerhouse Petron team, scoring just 60 points, but it was enough to win. 10-point lead. Bitin ang jumper ni Isip. Ito na naman si Chris Ross. The shovel pass to Vic Manuel, swatted away by Donegan.
When Michael Donegan is there, you have to find the way to get it over him. Yung hindi niya maaabot because napakagaling nung timing nitong si Donegan. You look at that, Donegan getting it right there, getting that block. Pang ilang supalpal na ba yan ni Donegan? Pangalawa na.
And well, definitely not a goaltending. Yun yung hinihingi ng Meralco Bolts, but clearly it wasn't. Dawson's jumper. Sunod-tuloy pa rin ang opensa nito si Dawson. He's eased up a bit, 18 in the first quarter. First basket dito sa ating second quarter, but already 20 in the ball game. Back to a 12-point lead para sa Meralco Bolts. Canaleta finds himself open from 16. Wala yan. Rebound, J.R. Reyes.
Not too many offensive rebounds para sa Air 21 Express.
One and done, Gina-close out sila sa defensive boards. Sa offensive boards, rather. As we see a miss, they get it. Ito, Air 21. Under 3 minutes na titira dito sa ating first half. They've been trailing from the start of this ball game. Donegan in the lane. Gets hit from behind, gets hit in front. Mintis ang tira, pero pupunta sa linya. Checking himself. Kompleto pa lahat ng parts ng kanyang katawan.
Moving well without the basketball itong si Michael Donegan. Kaya nga, sinusubukan niya, tinitignan niya. Andito pa ba yung siko ko? But playing hard, Michael Donegan being a lot more aggressive, and I like how he's starting out this ball game. They're struggling, pero meron silang bright spot. Itong kanilang import is playing tough.
Mainit na strikes at goals ang muling bibida sa Barclays Premier League. Babanderang #1 club Man U laban sa hindi na magpapatalong Reading Football Club sa March 18, 5 p.m. dito lang sa Active. Pasok ang mga free throws ni Michael Donegan. He's been a bit inconsistent sa mga ibang laro nila. Missing some free throws. But, sabi ko nga, umaabot ng 20 points every ball game. You want him to score impact points in the end game, Doms, when it counts.
He needs to bail Air 21 Express out. Maybe a rebound, a block, or points.
Well, that's a bailout para rito kay Mac Cardona. Nowhere to go. But then he realized, ay, ako nga pala si Captain Hook. Initsa niya, hook shot, pasok.
First 2 points of Mac Cardona. His averages are 15 points. Pero parang hinahanapan pa rin ng laro itong si Mac Cardona. And when I talk about hinahanapan ng laro, not necessarily the points or the numbers that he puts up, pero yung yabang nitong si Mac Cardona. Yabang meaning yung confidence niya, showing everybody that, you know what, I'm the man, I can score whenever I want. When he started out this league, kinakatakutan talaga itong si Mac Cardona because of his enthusiasm. At ang nagdadala pa dito kay Cardona kapag binubu siya ng crowd.
Oo.
He really loves it. So yun yung hinahanap dito kay Mac Cardona.
May storya nga ito si Sel Guevara tungkol kay Mac Cardona.
Alam mo, scoring double figures for Meralco, sabi nga ni Mac Cardona, yan ang effect pag wala na daw yung pressure na laging siya lang ang hahanapin para tumira. And Mac Cardona is the type who chats, mingles with other players during the pregame, but now he's taking things more seriously. Back to you.
Oo nga, he's lesson yung antics nga niya, yung tinatawag na, yung playing around with the fans, nakikipagsagutan sa kabilang sa ibang mga players, sa mga kalaban. But then, that is part and parcel of his game. So, minsan, sinasabi nga ng iba, kaya nga medyo bumababa performance niya kasi hirap na hirap siya, pinipigil niya yung sarili niya from being his usual self. Something like a Calvin Abueva type, that kind who likes to play with the crowd, play with the opponents. Ganong klase rin si Mac Cardona.
Mac Cardona could be a sign of maturity also when he took the second role. Kumbaga, he stepped back when he had Sol Mercado as a teammate, but now they want him to be able to assume that #1 scorer again for them.
Ganda ng pasa sa loob. Dawson misses pero he gets it right back. Lahat kasi ng player pumunta sa may kanan. Bagbagsak ng bola sa kaliwa. Mag-isa na lang si Dawson. 22 points for Dawson here in the first half.
He's been unstoppable here in the first half. They need to do a better job of trying to get Dawson off the scoring. Kasi yung puntos nitong si Dawson nanggagaling sa iba-iba. Off cuts to the baskets, off jump shots, and off fast breaks.
Pinti si John Wilson inside. Was a good cut pero hindi niya natapos. Ito si Cardona. Missing. Dawson to put back. Wala rin yan. 47 seconds remaining dito sa ating first half. Cortez goes to Donegan. Balik kay Cortez. 14 seconds pa sa kanilang shot clock. Hihingi ng pick. Ito si Mike Cortez. The roll to the basket si Donegan. Di nabigay. Outside jumper. Wide left ang outside jumper nito si Nonoy Baclao and the ball goes out. There's a 3-second differential between game clock and shot clock. 30-second timeout ang tinawag ng Meralco Bolts to try to come up with yet another basket bago matapos ang ating first half.
Meralco playing sweet music with each other. 13 assists now in total para sa Meralco Bots. That's why they have 49 points on that board. They're shooting 45% from the field.
Nakikita natin. That's Denzel Bowles, the balik import kung tawagin nga, kasama si JDV. Tony De La Cruz nasa likod nila, kalaban naman nila mamaya yan.
Oh, sporting that hairdo. Medyo kid and play yung dating pero meron sa likod di ba?
Konti na lang. Kailangan taasan pa ng konti.
Tapos gupitin yung sa likod.
Yan. Parang house party na talaga yung mangyayari dyan. Substitution. They put in Sandy Salvacion for Cliff Hodge. You know why Sandy Salvacion ipinasok nila Dom. Siyempre, magsa-spot up yan dun sa arc and try to get open again for another 3. So ito si Chris Ross. The matchup I wanted to see, Ross and Cortez. Dahil nga, sila talaga nagdadala ng bola para sa kanilang mga pupunan. And on that play, foul is called by Cortez. Side court inbound lang dahil wala pa sa penalty itong Air 21 Express with only 12.4 seconds remaining. Omolon comes in. So does James Sena.
Well, Omolon now in to defend Sunday Salvacion, make sure that he knows kung nasan ba itong si Sunday, kung sumaspot up or doing whatever else.
Donna looks up at the clock, checks it out. It says 7. Nowhere to go. Loses the ball. Foul mula kay Toy Obolon. So 3.7 na lang nang natira doon on those fouls to give that they're using. Chris Ross, nagharap ng kakampi, lumabas si Cardona. Goes to the basket, passing it over to Dawson, missing the jam at the buzzer. And a big smile mula kay Eric Dawson. Would have gotten that. He was right there at the rim, partner. But they still lead by 14 sa pagtatapos ng ating first 24 minutes.
Well, that was great recognition by Mac Cardona. Almost that dunk by Eric Dawson. But so what? They still have a 14-point lead. 49-35 after 2 quarters.
Some great plays here in the third. Chris Ross leading his team, but Danigan making his presence felt, as well as the 3-point bomber. Sunday Salvacion, 6 out of 8 mula dyan sa larong ito. Entering the fourth quarter, it's gonna be a Meralco lead by 10. So back at the Big Dome, huwag natin kalilimutan, pagkatapos itong laro na ito, yan, yung dalawang mamang nakita nyo a while ago, James Yap, Calvin Abueva, at saka yung mga kupunan nila na Alaska Aces at San Mig Coffee Mixers, sila naman ang magbabakbakan dito sa Big Dome.
Napagandang laro niyan. Alaska trying to win against their former coach, Tim Cone. They still haven't beaten Tim Cone ever since he moved teams.
And aside from that, you know, Alaska wants to keep their winning streak going. Di ba na? Napanalo nila sa komperensyang ito. They want to go 6-0 and spoil the streak that San Mig has started. 2 straight wins with Denzel Bowles after losing the first one. Yung dumating si Denzel Bowles para palitan si Matt Rogers. Cardona, that running one-hander, wala yan. Rebound play. Danigan saves it to Arboleda. 10-point lead sa pag-umpisa ng ating fourth quarter. Meralco ang lamang, Air 21. May tangan ng bola ngayon. It's Winnie. This has been an effective unit para sa kanila. Inside to Danigan. The foul is called even before humihit. At si Cliff Hodge
Nanigurado. Naniguradong hindi na makagalaw. Itong si Michael Danigan at hindi na maka-attempt. Holding him down, making sure na walang chance of getting a shot up.
Clean foul para kay Cliff Hodge, stopping the inside incursion, but the ball stays with Air 21. Ito si Mark Isip to Danigan. Canaleta, he's been quiet sa larong ito, decides to take it. Wala yan. Isip battling and he taps it in over the import.
Mark Isip dito sa ating second quarter, pouring it in. 10 puntos na siya dito sa ating second half.
Cardona. Sunday, bukas mula sa tres, top of the key, in and out, and when he misses, everyone's surprised.
At yung mintis niya, bahagya lang, no? Umalog.
Mga 2 centimeters, dapat pasok na yun, ganun ka kalapit na para pumasok. Andun na nga, si Canaleta. And you know, he's been effective on the drives to the basket. Yung outside shot niya, medyo iffy ngayon, pero yung mga drives niya effective, baba na lang sa 6 ang lamang ng Meralco, 74-68. Here's Dawson. He's slowed down considerably dito sa ating second half. Taking the jumper. It tells me he's still going strong.
Sizing him up. Tinitingnan niya hanggang saan ba makakaabot itong si Michael Danigan, settling for that jump shot. 31 points for Eric Dawson.
Henren. Diba kay Danigan. Nabas kay Canaleta. Press, top of the key. Wala na naman yan. Danigan, strong rebound. Put back.
What a lead by Michael Danigan, getting that offensive rebound. Pang-5 offensive rebound na ni Danigan yan.
Working hard itong si Michael Danigan. Ito si Dawson. Traveling ang tinawag against Dawson. At the end of all that, he pushed the defenders. It could have been called for one or the other violation. Either way, the ball goes back to Air 21. Chance to cut this lead, partner, down to just 4. Baka 3 lang. Kung maka 3-point play sila one way or the other.
Alam mo, Charlie, when they started out the third quarter itong Air 21, they looked like they were in disarray. Pero when they ended itong third quarter, it's the first quarter that they outplayed Meralco in this ball game, scoring 29 points in the third quarter.
Lamang sila doon. Linabas kay Canaleta. They really wanna get him going. Pero yan, linapit na naman niya. Lefty layup, supalpal ni Dawson. Good help defense mula kay Eric Dawson. A foul is called dito sa backcourt. Yung Canaleta matatawagan.
Frustration by KG Canaleta. Pang-limang personal na yan.
9:31 natitira dito sa atin laro. Matagal pa ito in basketball. The basketball setting, di ba, yung 9 minutes, that's an eternity of basketball, and just a 6-point lead for the Meralco Bolts, who led by as much as 18. So si Ross. Dawson's jumper doesn't go. Arboleda. They go to Donegan inside. He goes up strong. Wala yan. Arboleda steals it, shoves it over. Who's gonna get it? They go to Renan. Bukas mula sa tres. Too strong. Donegan once again. Jam!
Heads up play para kay Winnie Arboleda, getting 2 taps. Now cutting the lead of Meralco. 4 na puntos na lang yan, and you can feel the momentum shift now to Air 21.
Grabe yung sequence na yun. Nobody wanted the ball. They kept trying to get it itong Meralco Bolts, but Air 21 staying strong, and Donegan finishing at the rim. The fans are buzzing dahil humahabol lang Air 21. At yan, yung mga naka-jacket na RP team yan ang mga boxers natin. Philippine team boxers representing the country in the AIBA Asian Youth Championships March 11 to 16 na gaganapin sa Olongapo City. And they're enjoying another sport, watching basketball here. But you know, lots of comparisons you can make between boxing and basketball. Dahil dito, you know, Meralco giving their best shots at Air 21, and Air 21 keeps counter-punching, trying to come back.
So that's what you want. You gotta keep on competing for 48 minutes. If you're Air 21, tagal ka nang hindi nanalo, you don't want to forget how to win. You want to break out wins, especially against a team that's within your reach. Dahil 1-4 itong Air 21. Ito namang Meralco is 2-3. So if they win, they will tie them at 2-4.
Donegan again for the jam at the rim, and they failed to stop this guy. Dire-diretso sa basket itong malaking mama.
Kitang-kita mo yung intensity sa mukha nitong si Michael Donegan. 30 puntos na.
Puntos na lang hinahabol niya, kaya iwan na iwan siya sa point scoring kay Dawson. Ito si Dawson, siyempre gusto bumawi on the way up. Natamaan ni Mark Isip. He's gonna be called for the foul. Mark Isip, that'll be his 3rd personal. Ito yung galaw ni Donegan.
A little bit awkward, but still the 2 points and the dunk para kay Michael Donegan.
Ito mo, pagod na pagod. Oh. Guys hardly sat on the bench.
Definitely enjoying this basketball game. Things have picked up in the 3rd and the 4th quarter. Talking about enjoying this basketball game, Michael Donegan, 30 points, 14 rebounds. Look at his field goal, 10 out of 17. So nung una, nahirapan siya pero nakabawi na siya.
Tama yun. In fact, before this game, I was looking at his past games, and he shoots below 50% from the field. 40, mga 44, ganyan. Pero dito, kita natin, he's asserting himself kasi dun siya sa rim talaga. He's taking it strong to the basket. Tapos pag hindi naman gano'n ang napapasok ng free throw naman ang binibigay sa kanya. Here's Retualo, he's trapped. Goes into Donegan, jumper from 10. It's short, not his range.
He knew that he didn't make the best decision that time. That's why he tried to swipe the basketball pagkatapos ng rebound. A good heads-up play by Mark Isip. Getting that offensive foul kay Eric Dawson. Pang-5 na yan.
What a way to put that import, to make that import rather ineffective perhaps on the defensive end, di ba? Bigyan mo siya ng 5 fouls, tapos offensive foul pa yung drino nito si Mark Isip, sacrificing his body against the burly Eric Dawson. Donegan once again against J.R. Reyes. Turnaround jumper. In and out. Who's batting inside? Mark Isip once again. Pero sa kanyang hita, tumama ang bola. It'll go to the Meralco Bolts. Mark Isip is really a big factor para kay Coach Franz sa larong ito.
Especially in the second half. I mentioned earlier, itong si Mark Isip already with 11 points dito sa ating laro. 9 or 10 of that coming here in the second half.
Anim na naman ang lamang ng Meralco. May chances rin palakihin ito. The drive from Hodge. He goes up. No go. Donegan, another rebound. Ito sa paring Winnie. Calling play number 2. Brent. Donegan na naman ang hinahanap nila. It's been a good option, but Winnie from 3. No go. Donegan once again, skying for that rebound. He goes up strong. Wala yan. Isa pa. Hindi. Kinuha na ni JR. Itong Meralco, gusto mo matake. Cardona takes it from 3. Pasok para kay Mac Cardona, and that will really hurt the Air 21 Express.
Mac Cardona now communicating with the crowd, giving his hand gestures and extending the lead again for Meralco, 83-74. Cardona with that 3-point shot, and now communicating with the fans.
How tall are you? Itong Air 21 Express, Doms, you know, we saw a while ago, yan nasa likod ng bench, that's Rob Reyes, one of their big men. Kung nagtataka kayo kung bakit di siya nakakalaro ngayon. His knee, he busted his knee last Wednesday, but, you know, what great perspective from him.
Well, look at this Rob Reyes tweet. Someone in the ER is getting their last rites. Just when you think you have it bad, realize that you are blessed just to be alive. Yun ang kagandahan dito kay Rob Reyes. You know, he's gotten that knee injury twice before, and he's got it again for the third time. Pero yung perspective na ibang klase, kala mo down and out na he should feel really bad dahil ilang minuto pa lang siya naglalaro, pero na-realize niya, alam mo, meron pang mas masama na nangyayari dun sa iba. So I'm just happy to be alive. Just a true inspiration to everyone.
Amazing attitude pala rito kay Rob Reyes. You know, that tweet that you just saw, that you just read out, yun yung tweet na yun the day after yung kanyang injury. Nung nasa hospital na siya, nagpapacheck siya ng kanyang tuhod, and he did confirm to us that it's an ACL and an MCL injury. So 2 ligaments were ruptured, and you know, he's gonna have to go through an operation and then rehabilitation ng matagal-tagal. So he's out for the season. We wish him well. Ito, nagbabakbakan ng kanyang koponan against the Meralco Bulls. Danigan hindi makapaniwala na hindi sa kanila ibibigay ang bola. Ito lang hinahabol ng Air 21, but Meralco has possession with 5:40 remaining here in the ball game. Cardona just hit one a while ago. Muntik na naman yun. Cliff Hodge loses it to Mike Cortez.
Heads up play by Mike Cortez. Could have been another opportunity para sa Meralco.
16 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. They want to get it in the post. Matagal ang oras bago nila may ibaba. But there's Danigan fading away. Not his shot. Yun yung sinasabi natin. He's been effective going towards the basket. Kanina pa yan mula sa umpisa ng ating laro, Doms. Ngayon, fade away jumper, turnaround, not really his forte.
But looks like something that he's been working on in practice, because he looks comfortable fading towards that right side. And Chris Ross having a few words against Michael Donegan.
May report si Ciel Guevara on that fellow a while ago. We were talking about Rob Reyes.
Charlie, alam mo tama nga kayo, Rob Reyes feels lucky na kahit injured siya. Kaya naman nagtsatsaga siya pumunta dito sa games ng leg. And you know what? I just found out that while he's not active in basketball, he plans to go to the States to have himself operated and to recover there para naman daw ang kanyang mag-ina ay hindi mabore habang nagpapagaling siya. Back to you.
Wow, very responsible and caring father. Itong si Rob Reyes. Again, an inspiration. Talking about fathers, i-greet natin yung birthday ng anak ng kaibigan natin si Chicky Reyes. Yung anak niya, Sito Reyes.
Birthday ngayon. Happy birthday, little Benga boy. Ito si Amulon, nakaagaw. He goes in for the lay-in. Hindi na nahabol ng dalawang defenders. So the lead is just 3. Doms with 4:51 remaining. Isang field goal na lang ang pagitan ng dalawang teams.
And the good thing for Air 21, the guys coming off the bench are able to give quality minutes. Guys like Render Retualo, who only has 3 points, pero hindi naman siya masyado nasusutan nung kanyang dinidepensahan. And Mark Isip helping out also that monster game kay Mamaw, Michael Donegan.
The hook bounces in para kay Michael Donegan. It's just a 1-point lead para sa Meralco Bulls. Who would have thought, makakahabol ng Air 21, the effort they put in dito sa ating fourth quarter with 4.5 remaining. Ito yung agaw ni Bitoy.
Streaking all the way to the basket for that easy layup. That was cutting down the lead. And this move now by Michael Donegan. Fadeaway jump hook, turning around, getting the bounce. And now they're only down by 1.
At lamang na siya sa puntos ng isa kay Eric Dawson. Si Dawson 33, siya 34 na. And earlier, it was a 29-10 count between these two. But this guy, ito, kailangan bigyan natin ng commendation si Mark Isip. Doing it all para sa kanyang koponan, sacrificing his body, hitting big baskets. Doms. Mark Isip definitely in the minds of all the Air 21 fans.
You look at the offensive rebounds for the fourth quarter. 6 offensive rebounds para sa Air 21. 8 second chance points 13 points now for Mark Isip, 12 in the second half. Yun ang binigay ni Mark Isip, that spark off the bench.
And yung 12 na yun, late third quarter hanggang dito sa pagpasok sa fourth quarter. So he's doing it, and this run that they're making na makalapit, nasa gitna siya ng run na yun silang dalawa ni Michael Donegan. You see, he's Hugnatan playing point guard. 8 seconds bago nakatawid. So it's a violation and a chance na para makalamang itong Air 21.
At sino nagpahirap kay Renel Hugnatan?
Sino
Mark
pa?
Isip again.
Ito si Mike Cortez. They go inside to Isip. He fakes the jumper. Ginabas rito kay Cortez. 12 seconds pa. Marami pang oras. Donegan hits the deck. Hugnatan matatawagan ng kanyang personal foul.
In the fourth quarter, Meralco turning the ball over 7 times. Ito namang Air 21, isa lang.
So nagpalit. Diba dahil nung first quarter, ang Air 21 halos every play. Turnover. Ngayon, ang Meralco naman. Ito si Donegan against the much smaller Hodge. Going baseline, jumper, turnaround. And the lead is Air 21s for the first time in this ball game. Wow!
What a time to come. With 3 minutes and 50 left dito sa ating ball game.
Ito si Ross. Spinning, hitting the deck. Nakakatakot na makita bumagsak yung mga players dahil we've been seeing injuries last week.
You know, Charlie, we've thought about awkward. This did not look awkward. That was picture perfect para kay Michael Donegan. 36 points for Donegan.
Especially when it went in. Picture perfect na talaga yon. 36, easily his best offensive output dito sa ating liga. Ross going to the basket. Off the glass! What a shot mula kay Chris Ross, the captain.
I like that shot by Chris Ross because they're under duress and he takes it to the hoop, gets the 2 points. He is the captain, he is the leader, getting them back in this ball game.
And I don't mean to disrespect Alvin Patrimonio, who was always called the captain, but he is the captain of the Meralco Bulls. Ito si Chris Ross, and he took charge dun sa play na yon. Wala yung tira ni Donegan. Tumatakbo na naman ang Meralco Bulls. Chris Ross na naman mintis ang layup, but Sunday will track it down. Fresh 24 para sa Meralco Bulls. Every possession doon, importante na para sa magkabilang kaburan.
Very important. That's why every time the ball goes towards the basket or wherever it is, kailangan nandun ka sa harap or in between the baskets to get a chance for an offensive or a defensive rebound.
Dawson just barreling his way into the basket. Masyado malakas ang kanyang tira off the glass. Under 3 minutes, 2:48 to be exact dito sa ating laro. Balik kay Donegan, he's feeling it, he goes up, he gets the basket, plus a chance for a 3-point play. Ano ba nangyari dito? He's possessed here in the fourth quarter, Doms.
Unstoppable. Itong si Michael Donegan, look at this move. Taking J.R. Reyes the bump and another bump and the 2 points. 14 points para kay Michael Donegan dito sa fourth quarter.
Nakuha yung basket, foul out si J.R. Reyes. So Reynel Hugnatan bumalik sa laro. Tingnan mo naman yung stats, partner, 38 and 16 at yung free throws, 12 of 17. Suki nga sa free throw line.
We're asking kung pagod ba itong Air 21. Doesn't seem like pagod itong si Michael Donegan.
So able to grab that lead back, pero mintis ang kanyang bonus free throw. Chris Ross. Nice fake, kicks it over to the other side, pero it's a turnover. The pass went awry dun sa baseline.
He had the right idea, just a little bit too wide.
Mike Cortez. They go to Pitoy, the veteran. Balik kay Donegan, malayo ang pasa, may tulak. Pito yung ating referee. Reynel Hugnatan called for his 5th personal, so well, very late in the game, so foul trouble, pero 2 minutes and 13 to go, but they're having a hard time talaga bantayan ito si Michael Donegan, partner.
Well, you look at Air 21, almost every single time they go to Michael Donegan, he is the player that's hot, and another 2 points para kay Donegan. 40 big points for the import.
Outside jumper para kay Michael Donegan. That's the first time doon sa lahat ng laro nila na nakita ko may jumper siya na ganyan kalayo from the basket. And if I'm not mistaken, nanay niya yung nagsicheer eh. Nanay ni Michael Donegan yun. And well, she's elated at what her son is doing. So far, 40 big points para kay Michael Donegan. Offensively limited pala ako, sabi niya. Ano sabi nung panel? Chris Ross is on the floor. And that was on the pick. Michael Donegan, he got hit.
Chris Ross. Good thing is he's able to pick himself up. He looks a little bit just winded itong si Chris Ross.
Pagod na rin ito si Chris Ross. Siya may hawak ng bola most of the time para sa Meralco. Ito, Prefton, cool under pressure play. From who else? Mike Donegan. Contact. Basket. Brought to you by Prefton Coolant. Prevents overheating. Works better than water alone. Now in a cool new packaging.
Air 21 has turned things around dito sa fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, itong Air 21 sharing the basketball, going almost exclusively dito kay Michael Donegan.
Yung nag-cheer nga kanina, para dyan kay Michael Donegan, may kwento to si Sel Guevara about this lady on your screens.
You know what, Charlie? Michael Donegan is very inspired to play because his mom is right here, Mrs. Donegan. But when I approached her, I asked her, "Ma'am, are you related to Michael by any chance?" And then suddenly she denied. Mukha sigurong nahihiya siya na aminin na grabe siya mag-cheer sa sidelines for Michael Donegan. Back to you.
Tumahiya, 40 points na yung anak mo eh. Diba? Ngayon, sigaw na niya sa lahat. That's my son! 88-85. Exactly 2 minutes remaining dito sa ating laro. What a game it has become. Kanina medyo sleeper ito. 18-point lead itong Meralco Bolts in the third quarter. Pero ngayon, sa last 2 minutes sa ating laro, lamang na ang Air 21 ng tatlo. Ross. Eric Dawson. Binabas kay Ross once again. Only 7 seconds on the shot clock. Ross falls backwards. Offensive foul ang tinawag ng ating baseline referee. The cool cat drew the offensive foul.
Great defense that time by Mike Cortez, anticipating the move of Chris Ross. He anticipated that drive towards the left. Offensive foul. Now they get the basketball. A chance to extend the lead.
Matik na mga gawan si Mike Cortez, ni Chris Ross. Unable to do it. Ball stays with Air 21. Tapos i-review pa ng ating mga referee para lang siguraduhin kung sino talaga ang huli nakatapik ng bola. Express. Sabi ng ating mga referees, will keep the ball. The purple shirts. Donegan hiningi pa rin ang bola. Dawson trying to guard him. He goes in. Drops it over to Isip. The jumper doesn't go. They're still fighting for it. Hook. Who's this? Ditoyo Molon. Grab it away from Eric Dawson. Si Dawson mukhang pagod na talaga doon.
Air 21 making them pay, making the hustle plays when it counts.
Ito si Franz Pumare. Naghahanap ng kombinasyon all throughout this ball game. Seems to have found it with the Ritualo Cortez, Molon, Isip with Mike Donegan combination. Pero wala yung jumper na yun ni Donegan. Anybody's ball game. 49 seconds to go. Napatawag ng timeout si Chris Ross as he crossed that timeline. Gusto pag-usapan ni Ryan Gregorio kung paano sila makakalapit.
He wants to be able to give his team a chance, an opportunity na makapuntos ng maayos. Early on, they came from a turnover. Ayaw nilang maulit-uli yun.
Ito yung matchup na sinasabi natin kanina. And really, they haven't really been going head-to-head dahil kanina, si Dawson sa first half ang gumagawa. Ngayon sa second half, especially dito sa fourth quarter, Donegan, and Donegan again and again para sa Air 21.
He's just been mamaw.
Mamaw talaga.
So Michael Donegan, look at that. In the first half, Eric Dawson 22 points, 11 points in the second half for a total of 33. Michael Donegan, baliktad naman. 10 points lang sa first half. Pero in the second half, 30 huge points para kay Donegan.
I'd like to know, ano bang career high talaga nito si Michael Donegan since he was in college and into the other pro leagues that he's played in. Di ba sabi nga natin, hindi naman siya main man dun sa ibang mga dinalaroan niya na liga. And, you know, this could be his career high as far as professional
At
basketball
least
is
for the
concerned.
PBA, it's a conference high, career high. It's his best game so far dito sa PBA.
Let's see if they can pull it out. Meralco, ang may hawak ng bola ngayon. Naghahabol, 47.6. Let's see what they can come up with. Sunday's in the ball game, of course, but they go to Dawson. Dawson to the basket. He loses it. He goes up again. Yan, nakakuha ng dalawa.
Eric Dawson doing the right thing. Attacking quickly. Hindi pa nakakaset up yung depensa nitong Air 21, getting the 2 points.
Tawag agad ng timeout dito si Coach Franz Pumaren before even inbounding the ball. Alam mo, ayoko namang sabihin na tapos na ito because it's just a 1-point lead and we see Eric Dawson fighting for that ball. Nakita natin mga puso ng mga imports talaga natin to fight. Pero, partner, alam mo, last conference, may game na ganito ang Meralco. Lamang sila sa rain or shine yata ng 20 plus. Tapos, they were able to, they lost the lead and lost it in the end game. Let's listen to Coach Franz.
If they're hanging around like this, okay, we flash mark, okay, we go here, we flash here.
They might funnel, huh?
Okay, to my trap. Okay, to my trap. Now, listen. If they're not gonna do the funnel, we will run 4. But I want to finish the 4 on the exchange here, exchange here.
You gotta execute this guy.
Come and
did a good job.
Well, very important for Air 21. They have to get the ball inbounds. They have a timeout left, but they want to be able to get the inbounds easily para mapuntahan nila ang kanilang import. They're probably going to go to Michael Donegan, who has just been superb dito sa second half.
11 of the last 13 points ng Air 21, kanya. Di ma-inbound, di Sijo Canaleta, forced to burn a timeout. Mag-uusap muli itong mga Air 21 Express, of course, Ryan Gregorio and his boys, the Meralco Bolts, who tried to find a way to first stop the offense of Air 21 and come back the other way to try to get back the lead. Grabe nangyari dito, Dom. Alam mo, hindi naman sa minamaliit natin ng Air 21, but they looked out of it somewhere there in the middle of the third quarter nung umakit nga ng 18 yung lamang ng Meralco Bolts, and slowly they just kept coming back, and at the end of 3 quarters the lead was down to 10, and then Mark Isip picked up his game.
Charlie, 18-point lead. Ano yun? 58-40. That was in the third quarter. So, how Air 21 has turned it around. 48 points ever since then.
Grabe yung ano. Tsaka out of his mind na ito si Donegan sa fourth quarter na ito. Hearing turnaround jumpers outside, perimeter shots. Ito si Mike Cortez. Down to Donegan as expected. He wants to make his move but he loses it. Scramble for the loose ball. Napatawag ng time of the Meralco Bolts, 30-second variety. So ito, may chance ang lumamang ang Meralco Bolts on this offensive after the timeout.
You know, we've been talking about the Air 21 offense. They were able to get the ball to Michael Donegan, but Dawson playing superb defense, getting the ball out of the hands of Donegan, and now getting possession.
And who called the timeout? That was Chris Ross. Nakasakay siya kay Dawson. And siya yung sumenya sa ating referee at nakita to preserve that possession that they fought for. Ito, pagkinat si Ryan. And we missed that, pero obviously they need to score. They want to score in this play to get that lead back. 30.9 seconds we're going down the wire dito sa ating unang laro. Una pa lang po ito, mamaya San Mig, Alaska pa, magbabakbakan.
For both teams now with no more timeouts, but Air 21 with still 1 foul to give.
Receive natin ang linabas. Sunday comes in. They need some offense and he's one of their greatest offensive options. Ito, lumabas si Sunday. Balik kay Ross. Ross to the basket, pero may foul. Mike Cortez giving it up. Not getting penalty itong Air 21. That puts them, that gives them 4 team fouls. They have another foul to give.
That's the 5th personal foul of Cortez. No more fouls to give for both teams.
Ayun na, yun yung panlima pala. Yun yung 1 foul to give. Dawson gets it. Straight to the basket. He misses! Wow! At ito, with 19 seconds to go, Cortez wants to preserve it, passing it over to Omolon. They're passing 4 corners, but Chris Ross steals into the passing lane. And Michael Donegan mental lapse on his part. Binibigyan pa ng tsansa.
And that's a foul on Mark Isip. So that means 2 free throws para kay Chris Ross.
Gifting. They're gifting itong Meralco with 2 free throws. And look at that, those sorry miss para kay Dawson, partner on the one end. But the pass from Donegan, Chris Ross.
Chris Ross so far in this ballgame 0 out of 2 from the free throw line, so he will be tested.
Ties up the ball game. You got 4-8 on the scoreboard. wala nang timeout. Sabi mo nga, so
No
pag
more
pumasok ito,
timeouts.
takbo na.
They will probably have Mike Cortez try to create for Air 21. Pero importante, if Chris Ross misses this, they need to get the rebound.
Two clutch free throws, no timeouts. Ito si Cortez, he gets it. At si Chris Ross forces a turnover. What's gonna happen? 5 seconds to go. They go to hook natin. He throws it up. Dawson misses on the alley-oop, pero Cliff Hodge preserves it, and Meralco survives for the second straight ball game.
What a game! What a game! We did not know kung sinong mananalo till the end of the basketball game. Kala mo, Air 21 na, but Meralco being able to make that stop. What a big stop para kay Chris Ross. That steal forcing Mike Cortez into a turnover.
And I'm looking at Michael Donegan walking off the court, Doms, and I feel his pain. 40 big points para sa kanyang koponan, but losing out here in the end game, and he knows it. That pass that he threw was very crucial. Naagaw ni Chris Ross. Let's give credit to Chris Ross. What an amazing performance here in the fourth quarter.
That's the stop of Chris Ross forcing Cortez into that turnover. The steal by Ross, able to weave through the defenders, give up the basketball. Just heads up play para dito sa Meralco Bolts.
At yung sinubukan pa mag-alley-oop, dito si Ray nalog natin kay Dawson. You know, they were lucky with that play na konting-konti na lang yung oras, and Cliff Hodge preserved it. Binato na lang yung bola patas para matapos yung oras. 89-88, second straight game na 1 point ang panalo ng Meralco Bolts. What an amazing performance ay ating best player. Sino ba best player natin, partner?
Well, our best player of the ball game, Chris Ross, 6 points, 11 assists, and 5 steals. Chris, what a heads-up play. You know, seemed like you guys were going to lose the basketball game, but in that last play, making Cortez into that turnover and then preserving the win. How does it feel to get back-to-back wins?
It feels good, man. We just kept playing, man. They have a beast of an import, and he brought him back in the game. But what we stress is believing, and that's what we did, man. Even when the chips went on our side, we kept believing, and it came out our way.
You know, Chris, you missed 2 free throws earlier in the ball game. Those 2 clutch free throws to win this ball game. How did you feel when you stepped up to the line?
Oh man, I was struggling, man. That's my 4th straight miss in the last 2 games. So I just wanted to stick to my routine and just make the shot, man.
Well, you got that. You get the victory. Back-to-back victories. Sunday Salvacion, of course, came up big. Greet the Meralco fans who come here and support you all the time, guys.
Just all the Meralco fans, just keep on supporting us, and we'll hope to just show heart and perseverance to all our games.
So 2 straight victories for the Meralco Bolts, squeezing it out, a 1-point win dito sa ating unang laro ng ating Face-Off Wednesday. Pagkatapos ito, we'll throw it to the active center with Miko and Coach Frankie Lim. Tapos may Sunmig Coffee pa tayo against the unbeaten Alaska Aces. On behalf of my partner, Dominic Uy, Sel Guevara at courtside, I'm Charlie Cuna. We're signing off from Game 1. Keep watching the PBA on Active.